Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I was once almost given 10,000 US dollars for promoting Raid Shadow Legends. You might be wondering, oh Muta, why would you not take such a paycheck? Well, there was a lot of reasons for that, and one of them came down to I surely can't support a game that's pretty much a microtransaction dumpster fire to begin with. Now, why would I tell you this story now? Well, a while back, somebody sent me this cute little tweet on Twitter, and I figured I might as well talk about it. And I want to get into my side of the story, and basically just a final sort of like burn, like scorched earth policy with all of this nonsense. Now, Raid RPG, a Twitter account, their main Twitter as far as I know, tweeted out, "Hi there, we do not sponsor, we cooperate only with those YouTubers who play our game and want to be our influencers. We do not pay money for it." And that was by Alina, which I believe is a sweet little intern at Raid Shadow Legends. To which I'll respond with, hey, listen, I understand being an intern at Raid probably doesn't fucking come with a whole lot of perks, but I don't think you should lie about a very blatant fallacy that exists. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, most YouTubers that I know, every YouTuber in the world that has a channel with at least one fucking subscriber, has probably received a paid promotion inquiry by Raid Shadow Legends directly or from a third party. Now, I've been receiving these third party even after I left Raid Shadow Legends with a fucking burn mark up the ass. Like I literally goatsied the entire game. And you know what? I still got sponsorship offers. Oh, some ordinary, Mr. Ordinary Gamers. We realize you like video games. Do you want to play Raid? No! No! Okay, no. I wasn't kidding when I said I'd rather play Fallout 76 than Raid, okay? That's a true statement. And I don't even play Fallout 76. Now, when I first talked about Raid, I gave it a very, I think the best words that I had was it was a game for literal cuckolds. Listen, okay? When your game pretty much auto battles itself after the first hour, you know that you have nothing tangible. The game is literally for cuckolds. Oh, let me put in like $100 and get a champion. Oh my God, it's auto battling. That's all the game is. Now, you know what? Let me just get on with this, okay? I played tons of games like Raid Shadow Legends, okay? I played Game of War back in the day, Fire Age, years ago at work when I had nothing better to do and I had to like load this game up to wait for a render to finish. And you know what? I absolutely despised it. While I never spent a penny in that game, I realized very quickly that I would not get far. We're talking about playing this game, getting absolutely destroyed by whales that were dumping tens of thousands of dollars a month, absolutely butt blasting me in this game. And I realized, you know what? No, I'm not going to get abused anymore. I'm just going to delete the fucking app and go somewhere else. But games like Raid Shadow Legends, where you have these teams that you amass and you build and you send them out for their warfare, quote unquote, this cutesy little bullshit. Now, I was going to keep this part really cutesy, but this is a game that I found called Kiss of War that's pretty much the exact same game as what we've been looking at, except they added a dating simulator where you can actually give gifts to a lot of the hot females you can find in World War II, and also sexually harass them every once in a while. Don't know how that's going to fly by, but yes, that exists, and that is the world we live in. You realize very quickly that the game doesn't actually exist. Now, Raid's claims of console quality graphics, which was hilarious because if we're talking console quality graphics, the range is pretty fucking big. So what are we talking about, Raid? PS1 or PS4 Pro graphics? Where the fuck are we going with this? The brilliant story that Raid likes to tout is the same fucking story that I've seen in every of these gotcha team-based games. You know, recently I played a game called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad to get a different perspective on these types of games, and I realized very fucking quickly that the storylines are non-existent. If you genuinely find the storyline to this shit exciting, then I'm pretty sure you probably find a Brazzer storyline to be the most exhilarating fucking piece of fiction that you've ever seen. You might even believe that it's non-fiction to an extent. That may be your story requirement. Look, I'm not going to say that I expect all my stories to be on par with, you know, fucking LA Noire or like Heavy Rain or Detroit Become Human or Death Stranding or anything, but I at least expect some intellectual stimulation, which Raid does not provide. The storyline that Raid has it never captures a player in. Ask any fucking Raid player, for instance, okay? Ask any Raid Shadow Legends player, anybody that plays shit like Game of War or Tom Clancy's Elite Squad or any of these fucking games, ask them what the story for their game is. If they can come up with a sentence longer than two fucking, like, if they can come up with like a 14-word sentence or longer, then I'll probably believe that there is some story to this game and I'm just missing the whole mark. But I almost guarantee my left and right nut that you won't find a person like that. The gameplay for these games are also non-existent. This is the thing that fucking pisses me off. This is why I hate games like this to begin with. See, I play a lot of games. I play a wide variety. You know, I play a game called Danganronpa. I play the entire series. Great, great game series, okay? There are people that would look at me and say, Muda, Danganronpa's not a game. You're reading a fucking picture book. And to an extent, yeah, I agree with you. I'm playing a visual novel with some cool court battle scenes in the middle. It's for me. Okay? You know, I also play games like Monster Hunter World. I also play games like Rainbow Six Siege. I play a wide variety, and I've realized one thing. There are games that have gameplay, that engages, that keeps me intellectually stimulated. But then you have shit like Raid, where it's really just a crack den. It's the crack den of mobile gaming. And let's get down to what I mean by that, okay? The gameplay for these kind of games like Raid pretty much boils down to you pumping money in. If you never put money in Raid, then yeah, you can play it for like 2, 3, 4 hours. You may be able to play Raid for 2 days with an enjoyable curve. But the moment you get to that paywall, which effectively is when the tutorial stops, and the game stops giving you free microtransactions or free speed ups or free stamina, and you're left to fend for yourself, that's when the game gets fucking boring. Because Raid has this concept, or games like Raid have the concept of constantly releasing new content every month, whether it be a new character or a new map. The reality of this content is that they release a character that has a drop rate of 0.0001%. So how do you get this character? You either get really fucking lucky and get a character, or you put in hundreds of dollars to unlock loot boxes that could get you shards for the character, that once you get all these shards, you combine them together for a character, and this character is grossly overpowered when it releases, so you can use it to get past the new story content. It's a never-ending grind. By the time you're finished one game, the crack dealer comes with this fresh batch of crack that you're just constantly going for. That's why I call it the crack den of gaming. Now, of course, I can sit here and review games like Raid all I want, but it's never going to change the entire dealio. What really, really grinds my gears in this situation is the lying. You know, telling people that you're not paying YouTubers is a gross lie. In fact, it's not only a lie, but it's downright fraudulent when you look at FTC guidelines. You know, the way that advertising for Raid works, and I'll get into it very quickly. You have YouTuber, okay? Imagine you've got me, you've got Raid. Now you've got Company A. This is a Company A's job is to basically facilitate the connection between me and a video game. Me and Raid never talk to each other. Company A does it all for us. Company A comes to me and says, hey, how much are you willing to be paid for promoting this game? Now, of course, when I was in this situation, the promotions averaged out to around $10,000 per promotion. That's a lot of money, but you have to understand, when you have a channel of my size, that's the amount of money that you're going to be tossed to, and that's kind of lowballing it to an extent as well. So when they come up to you and pay this amount, then if you agree, you get a script. Now the script for Raid is the reason why I never went in for any form of advertising for it at all. First, it's fishy for me to advertise a game franchise or a game type that I find personally predatory. But then the problem with the script is getting into the personal call of action. For those of you who don't know the term call of action, and when it comes to sponsorships, a call of action is to get you to download a certain app or try a product. And for some points, for a lot of sponsorship companies, a personal touch is always welcome, which I'm not against. You know, for most of my sponsorships, whenever I've done them, there was a personal touch that I can offer. And for a lot of tech-based sponsorships, I could also teach people about certain things within those sponsorships that I enjoyed. But for games like Raid, almost every game company that made a game like this and tried promoting it with me always wanted me to be very personal and try to almost goad you into this game. And the personal touches are really, really facetious. So they'll ask you constantly, hey, listen, tell these people to join a guild or join the game because you really enjoy it or you really want to form a community in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any YouTuber that made a Raid Shadow Legends video sponsorship and they ever goaded you into joining it because they wanted you to get into a guild and they really played it, go onto their guild, go to their actual profile and check how much they've played it. I guarantee you not past 2-3 hours of playtime probably exists. After that, you're getting into the very rare YouTubers who actually enjoy this shit. Now, the thing about that really, really grates me is, the thing is, we have a personal connection, okay? Here's the thing, if you watch a regular ad, you'll probably laugh at it and say whatever, okay? Some YouTubers make pretty funny parody ads of Raid, and Raid lets them get away with it because I guess they don't fucking care. But then there are the YouTubers that really, really ham it up and get their user base to download this nonsense when it's obviously facetious. See, psychologically, it's a lot easier if you go up to a YouTuber that you admire and they tell you, hey, I really enjoy this game. So then it kind of psychologically gets you into that idea of downloading it and playing it for yourself, and then probably finding out very quickly that you're diving into a fucking money pit. And that's the issue. See, I wouldn't make this video if Raid didn't fucking make the claim that they never paid anybody, but it's such an obvious bullshit lie that I'm surprised that they could say that and the FTC isn't going after them for being completely fraudulent. You know, for me, games like this are highly predatory. I don't agree with games like Raid. And primarily I don't agree with them is because they're very obviously a money pit. They pretty much profit off of the weak individuals that become whales by constantly pumping their money into a game that gives you no actual reward. And I know that gaming is subjective and people have different tastes, but ladies and gentlemen, these are not games that have any form of value. You're sitting in there pumping in your cash for the next content drop. Do you understand? That is like fucking drugs. You're basically getting a high every time they release new characters, and you're just getting your fix by getting this new character if you're a whale. Do you understand the concept? Okay, you're never winning anything. When you put $50,000 into a mobile game like Raid, you don't get anything of value out of it. All you're doing is ruining your financial status and wasting your fucking time. You know, for the amount of money some people put into games like this, it's very cheap for you to get a game like Stardew Valley for your cell phone, or the Grand Theft Auto series, or the Final Fantasy series, or some genuinely good mobile premium games, instead of constantly dumping your cash into this and coming out of it feeling absolutely penniless and worthless by the end of it. You know, I think games like this are pretty much the definition of gambling, and I've had a terrible experience with people in gambling, and it's why I'm so against anything like this in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say, I'm completely disappointed in what Raid has done. I think it's illegal, I think it's facetious, I think it's fraudulent, and hopefully the FTC looks into a lot of their claims. And you know what? The reason why Raid really is just complete trash to me is every year there's going to be a new game like Raid. Raid will be forgotten in a year. But then there will be a new sponsor, and then the year after that there will be a new facetious sponsor out there. Look, I'm against predatory mobile gaming, okay? Because I think it's a bad sign for regular gaming and even good mobile gaming out there. It overshadows gaming, and it makes it look like a complete trash pile to the general public out there when they look at how financially, you know, just vindictive and how financially, like, destructive it can be when you get into these fucking Skinner box games out there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar. I went on a tangent, and I genuinely am kind of heated talking about it. But that being said, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. 2 middle fingers up in the air for you know who. This is me, Mutahar, and I am out.